Good afternoon, and how are you today? My name's Terry Henderson. I'm a council member. I've been on the city council for, well, this is my 13th year, which means I'm 13 years older than I was 13 years ago. And what a wonderful place we all live, and I'm so delighted to have an opportunity to speak with you today. A little bit of tidbit of maybe more information than you need to know, but I am proud of the fact that my son was on the first city council and served with Kay Wolf's husband, Fred. And of course, those first 2 years were pretty exciting years for the city of La Quinta. And the next 24 years since then have been even more exciting. So we're all here now, and would like to share with you one of the questions that I'm frequently asked is, what is my vision for the community? Which I find a very difficult question to answer because I think we're living our vision. I think this is what we wanted. And probably the most important thing would be to maintain and, of course, make adjustments where they need to be made, and to consider our changing world and our changing times, and to adjust with the community where it's necessary. But what a vision that we have, and we can all look around us every morning, and if you're anything like I am, you certainly love where you're living. Some of the issues that are recently coming up, and again, that's kind of a little bit of a comical thing for some of us when we say issues coming up. Most of them have issues that have been to the forefront 2 and 3 and perhaps even 4 times over the short life of La Quinta. But again, because we're a changing community with new population, they like to revisit issues that we've visited before, such as undergrounding the utilities and street lights and the dark streets. And I'm really conflicted personally on the dark streets because I certainly love the Cove, and I love the dark skies and being able to see the stars. In fact, I believe I believe I've experienced seeing stars in our skies like nowhere else at times, and the thought of losing that is certainly distressing to a lot of us. But at the same token, I'm of that age where night driving is somewhat difficult too, and I noticed myself driving at night at certain times of the year wondering, where's our street lights? So there's a little bit of a conflict there, and I think maybe some of that might, some of the answer to that might lie in new technology and new methods of lighting, and those are the things that we need to look at. Undergrounding utilities is a very, very expensive proposition. I can't tell you how much. I can tell you it'll cost a lot for us even to find out how much, but the council certainly is willing to continue to examine that, and we have approved going forward with a study with engineers to bring back something for us to be able to legitimately and legally and with some sense of direction be able to have that conversation with the community. We did have the opportunity in the mid-'80s when the improvements in the Cove, major improvements in the Cove took place. Prior to that, we didn't have curb and gutter, and there were no sidewalks, even though our sidewalks are limited. The streets were less than adequate. The water system was less than adequate, and we were able to form 5 or 6 or 7 different assessment districts that made the improvements that included new water lines and new sewer lines and new streets and curbs and gutters, and have the discussion on undergrounding utilities and sidewalks. And the community at that time voted not to underground the utilities nor to put sidewalks in all of the streets. But for those of you that came afterwards and wonder why they're not there, maybe you need to talk to some of us old-timers and get a sense of where the community was at that time. Again, I'm sure we'll be hearing much more about this.